Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video and just kind of talk about what it's like to go to, at least the church I go to. It's Washington Heights Church, up here on Highway 89, South Ogden, kind of the top of 89 up at the top of the hill. A lot of people recognize that thing when it's a cell tower, and then the sign, and then also the big blue cross that's right there. Anyway, talking to somebody this week, just kind of recapping what it was like the first time, and I realized we went the first time ever on a outdoor service, and part of that reason I think that we were able to do that is because it was less intimidating knowing that we'd be outdoors and kind of a crowd just kind of slide in and be anonymous. And so anyway, and it's just a little bit more threatening to kind of maybe go into the church. And so you know, if you don't know what it's like. I'm here tonight because it's Wednesday and tonight is youth activities. So I dropped my daughters off. She's in high school and my youngest is she's in the junior high group, and then the other one is in the 4, 5, 6 zone, 4th, 5th, 6th graders. But anyway, this is me just walking into the main entrance of the church. It's the main entrance right now because they're doing a big addition on the other side of the building, and it's a great thing. They've kind of outgrown the building. They've split into 3 services and they're still like filling up, and they don't want people coming in not having a place to sit, because then they don't come back or they don't feel like they're welcome or whatever. So you can kind of hear the drums. This is the main auditorium right here. They're getting ready for the main worship band. They do their rehearsals on Wednesday nights. So I'll peek in and show you guys what that looks like. There you go. That's the empty auditorium, and people getting ready to jam. And just, you know, that was one of the cool things about coming the first time. Worship music was super weird, but it was, I mean, not because it was weird music, but because it was just different and foreign to me for a church setting. But I saw the genuineness of people who were actually in that act of worship, and it really is. It's people are praising God, and that's an awesome thing. This is the kids area back there. I won't go back all through there, but that's where, you know, basically I think it's kindergarten through 3rd grade goes. And these computers right here, these are kind of the check-in stations. So, you know, new people coming, they get a, you know, they get a picture of the parent who dropped them off. Oh, and really with everybody, you get your picture, and then the kid will wear a printed sticker with their name, and then they get checked out the same way, so nobody can pick up the wrong kid. This is kind of the, I guess you'd call it, I think they call it the theater, but it's kind of an overflow. But this area fills up as well on Sundays during the services. And another one, let's see here. Just in here, that's the main auditorium. I don't want to interrupt their rehearsal, but that's like where the baptismal tank, font, whatever, I don't know what the baptismal tank, I guess, is. And so anyway, that's that. And kind of moving on through, this area right here is where it used to be called the Welcome Center, but it's a big plywood wall now because, again, they're doing the addition. I'll show you the addition. So that's kind of what it looks like, what the building will look like eventually. And then this is the cafe. So they got like different coffees and stuff, and smoothies and muffins and bagels and stuff like that. they have going on Sundays. And so they do all that right there if you want like kind of a more custom drink or food. And then right here in this room, they have tables set up usually that where they just have like coffee and water and then tea and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, pretty cool. They've got tables up, you know, just the round tables through the week, because they'll do like Celebrate Recovery and other, you know, they'll do Bible studies in this space during the week. Celebrate Recovery is basically, it's kind of like a, like Alcoholics Anonymous or NA or whatever. It's basically anybody who's recovering. These are the same biblical principles that all those other kind of recovery programs use. That's kind of what they were based from, is the biblical teachings of repentance and all that. And so they do that in there during the week, as well as like they have youth or what do they call it, young adults that come, I think, on like Tuesday nights or something. Now I'm standing in the students section, so this is kind of the main welcome thing. This is kind of the same type of thing. They're not serving coffee out of there, but they have like rolls, smoothies, muffins, stuff. Just it's a kind of a fun place to hang out for kids while they're waiting for church services to start and after, and so pretty cool. And then let's see. Actually, I'll show you the high school room. So this is where like the high school kids will come and do their service. So every week they have their own sermon. They've got their own pastor. And it's there are volunteer leaders and teachers like that'll help out with like small group discussions and stuff like that. But on Sunday, like the message that they're receiving is usually from a pastor or somebody who's been through biblical training and all that kind of stuff. And that was a big deal for us when we came. You know, it wasn't our intention necessarily to find a new church, but we really liked that their message was so Christ-centered and so like just, I don't want to say basic because it's deep, but it's also, you know, it's focused on what's most important and who Jesus is and how we're reconciled to him. So anyway, pretty awesome. And that's the high school one. And again, they've got their own worship band. My son actually plays piano in that one. And then the J High, let's see if they're busy in here. They might be. This is their activity night, so nope. Same type of a thing, you know, their own setup, you know, and they'll do that for the 9:30 and the 11 o'clock sessions. They do run their junior high. Again, more just kind of fun stuff. They'll hang out and play this little pool game. It's pretty fun. And then back here, you've got like, this is kind of their small groups. Like these are like classrooms full of couches basically, where they'll, you know, like they'll do their activity. Like you can hear them down the hall doing that. And then they'll come in here and they'll just like talk about, usually kind of in line with the sermons that are being taught on Sunday. We'll pull out the Bible verses and just have a really open discussion, ask some questions, and that's often led by, like, I'll lead those or be part of that, and so it's pretty cool, and just super positive. And then there's something similar upstairs for the 4, 5, 6 kids, so 4th and 5th and 6th graders. Same type of thing, another room like that. I'll show you their game room. They've got kind of a sweet arcade type of a thing. I'm just gonna stand here at the edge because they're in there playing, and I don't want to be getting kids' faces on cameras and stuff like that. I try to be sensitive to people who might not love that. Anyway, they got like all kinds of stuff. And then in these doors right there is their main like auditorium room, I guess, where they have a stage and they do their Sunday thing. So that's about it. Down in there, there's like the church admin offices where the pastor's stuff is, you know, their offices, and they're here working Sunday. Well, I mean, so Monday through Thursday, they're out here like at work and doing different things, and then obviously Sunday. But super cool and super welcoming. That's maybe the last thing I'll say is I'm blown away. Like when we first came, there's not a ton of like, oh, you know, you need to go out, and there's not a lot of preaching saying like, you got to be nice, you got to welcome people, you have to evangelize, you got to do all this stuff. It doesn't really, it's not talked about a lot, but I really think that it's because people are being fed so much Jesus and understanding the love that is given to them so freely, like they want to share it. And so like first time I walked into the doors, people were just so nice, and they're still so nice. And you get people who want to volunteer and help and do stuff. I mean, there's, it looks like a really big church. It looks like it's going to be, you know, this big business operation. Truth is, it's a non-denominational Christian church in Utah. Nobody's doing this for the money. Nobody's getting rich doing it, and their mission that they drive home all the time is we just want to help people meet and follow Jesus. And so, anyway, yeah, that's it. If you ever want to come check this one out or any others, that's the other thing, is this is just it's just a part of the big church. It's just part of the church that Jesus set up. You know, is he wants us meeting together and talking and serving and doing all that. That's what the church was. Wasn't a particular institution. If you go to another, you know, Christian church or whatever, like as long as you're getting Jesus, that's what's important. And I'm all for, you know, I love seeing other churches pop up, and it's not a competition. So anyway, and that's the feeling I've really gotten talking with the pastors, and I've gotten pretty close with some of them. So anyway, it's pretty cool. It's cool to see what God's doing in a time when generally across the country and even locally, faith and religious, you know, and I don't even like to use the word religion, but like attendance at church, regardless of what it is on the decline all over the place, country, nationwide, worldwide. And so it's cool to be in a place where you're seeing, you know, like, oh no, like I started here 2 years ago, and we had 2 services, and it was easy to find a seat. They were just busy, but it's just growing. And so it's pretty cool to see all that happening. So anyway, hopefully that helps. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below, and I'd love to answer. And if you want to come along, I'd love to have you sit by me. So